something that I find quite enjoyable. And people think maybe it's a little weird sometimes, but I do, and that's art. Now, when I'm talking about art in this case, I mean, I've brought up dance before, and drama is one of the arts and whatnot, but in this case, I'm talking about painting, sculpture, that kind of art. Now, in my opinion, there are times when art is not art. When I was in college, I quite often rode the city bus, to campus because parking could be next to impossible to find. So driving wasn't going to do me much good. I was on the city bus one day, and there was another student on there, an art student, who was very proudly carrying their art project that they were taking to be graded by their professor. Now, what they had done is they had, pardon me, they had taken a Bible and driven a railroad spike through it. And that was supposed to be art. Well, now, in the first place, how artistic is something that a chimpanzee can do? Second of all, how artistic is something that is done specifically intending to offend a certain group of people? And this student was very proud of the fact that his whole intention was to offend Christianity. Now, my question was, okay, but would you have done the same thing with a copy of the Quran? Or whatever holy books there may be in other religions? And I'm sure the answer would have probably been no, because he had my guess would be a vendetta against Christianity, probably raised in church, but a church that wasn't giving him what he needed. And here again, I mention again, I am an ordained minister, so, and I do believe that there are churches out there that are not delivering on their promise. And I do believe that they drive people away from God. But the fact that you got a temper tantrum going against a specific church or denomination or preacher does not mean that you need to look for ways to offend that entire belief system. If every belief system was the same throughout and uniform throughout, we wouldn't have Lord knows how many different denominations of Christianity. Pardon me again. Sorry, I've just been through a bout of catching my breath, and here we are. That's left my throat a little dry. But then again, too, we wouldn't have Shia and Sunni Muslims. We just have Muslims. But there are at least two denominations of Muslim. That's the ones I know of without even thinking. So there are maybe times when art isn't really art, because art isn't meant to be a way of pitching a fit. Art is meant to be a way of expressing yourself. And as I taught my kids when they were little, you do not express yourself by having a temper tantrum. You express yourself by using your words. Art, instead of using words, uses images. But there are other ways, less offensive ways, unoffensive ways even, of expressing if you have questions, if you have disagreements, if you have, with whatever. I disagree greatly. As another thing I am besides a minister, is a financial professional. I disagree greatly with some of these gurus that have made millions writing books and having radio programs and TV programs and podcasts and whatever. I disagree with some of the premises that they come up with. For instance, your home is not an asset. And I'm not going to name names here. If you're a follower of the financial gurus, you already know who that is. But an asset in accounting is something that your business owns, or that you own if it's personal accounting. And in finance and economics, we usually carry it a step further and say that provides some sort of economic advantage. Now, if you own your home, it provides an economic advantage because you're not paying rent. It provides an economic advantage because you could sell it. And generally speaking, real estate will appreciate in value, so you're going to make money on the deal. So, yes, I have a disagreement there. And I could, if I were an artist, I could find some way to express that artistically. I could paint. I could sculpt. I could whatever it takes. But I wouldn't have to go around offending people to do that. I urge you to enjoy art. I urge you to let art speak to you. It may sound weird because their styles are so different. But I can look at a painting by Claude Monet, I can look at a painting by Salvador Dali, and I can get something out of either one of them. They speak to me because those painters meant for them to speak to me. They weren't out to offend anybody, they were out to just express something. I've said before, music is an expression, art is an expression, literature is an expression. The art's broad definition, so we're including drama, dance. These are expressions. And if you can enjoy what the artist, musician, writer, actor, dancer is trying to express, then by all means do. If you find it offensive, my best suggestion really is just go ahead and ignore it if possible, because there's going to come offense in this life. You're going to be upset about something every now and then, but it won't kill you. You know, that kid may have offended me driving that railroad spike through that Bible, but if he'd have driven it through my heart, he'd have killed me. So, there's that. So, yeah, but learn to enjoy and learn to let go of things within an art form that you might not enjoy. Don't let things get your goat, as they used to say, to a great degree. Oh, it's going to happen, but learn to deal with it. Learn to let it go. Learn to still enjoy what's there for you. And since I'm taping this on Super Bowl Sunday, I hope you can enjoy the Super Bowl. My Chiefs aren't in it, but it's still football, so I'll still end up watching, and because I have kids in the Seattle area, and because I haven't been able to stand the Patriots ever since they were caught cheating multiple times, I will be rooting for the Seahawks. So, if you're going to watch the game, enjoy the game. If you're just watching for the ads, or maybe you're a Bad Bunny fan, hey, whatever. But enjoy life. That's what this is all about. You're not living if you're not enjoying living, okay?